See me properly on this one. Good morning, and thank you for joining us today in our totally RAWsome vlog. This is day 30 with the Wee Clan Torrance. This is Carol and Bruce, and you may see our children, Gemma, the taller one, Bodhi, the shorter one, at some point through the course of this. And we are documenting our journey through a month of juicing and raw. So all of July we have spent our days taking in nutrition through either straight fresh juices, so we're juicing fresh ingredients every day into beautiful combinations of juices. I think I have about 10 to choose from. More than half of them are our own creations as well. And then we're doing that kind of 3 days a week, and then the other 4 days a week we've been eating raw to a greater or lesser extent, depending on how each of us individually is doing. So there's myself, Carol, JD, who is not with us at this second. We have been here all month and doing this reset, is what I keep calling it, and it's very good. It's very good. So how are you doing today, Carol?
I'm doing great today, thank you. I'm looking forward to eating some food, but I realized again I don't wake up thinking about food. So I know I was looking forward to eating all day yesterday. Is that kind of, I'm looking forward to eating food again after 3 days of juicing again. But it was partway through the stretches, so I'd been up for maybe, what, half an hour, 40 minutes by the time I was like, oh, I can eat today. So as much as I might want to eat, it's not like I need to eat, I'm waking up, we need to eat. It's just like, oh, I can eat, yay, I enjoy eating. But yes, I'm enjoying the juicing. The juices are lovely. I cannot complain about the juices we're having. Maybe not getting enough greens in there at the moment. No. That's again why I'm looking forward to going back to getting some raw food in there.
That's what salad's for, yes, indeed.
And get some salad in there. There's definitely green in there. There's lots of kale in this juice, for example. So
yes, no, it's good. And yeah, I would say that I've definitely found it this time around. Yesterday, I think I was just so fixated by the idea of food. Nothing in particular, just wanted to eat. I think from morning to night. Yesterday I just wanted to eat. I was really glad in that respect when I went to bed last night, because it was going to be the shortest sort of point between yesterday and eating today. And I mean, that's unusual insofar as the remainder of, or the rest of the month beforehand, I wasn't particularly bothered about food at all. In fact, I think last Monday, when I came back off food and on to raw, I was hungry during the course of the day. But then by the evening time, on that first day of juicing again, I was absolutely fine and remained so until the start of the food part of the week. But this week it was easier to start the juicing on the Monday and on Tuesday was fine. But yesterday, yeah, it just was really hard. And I don't know if there's a combination of things. We're coming up to the end of the month. Sort of self-determining nutrition is going to be kicking in August, whether we stay strictly on juice and raw or venture into other food groups. That may be a thing that we do as well to a greater or lesser extent. And I think, yeah, just kind of looking forward to kind of a freedom, as it were, coming back in to 7 days a week, but at the same time kind of conflicted by the idea of having a juice for 2 or maybe 3 days each week. Still, and then coming back into that. And so, yeah, I think that was kind of getting to me yesterday. Today, I'm glad I can eat. I've had a great food. It was very tasty, but it wasn't particularly filling. And yeah, I just kind of feel like I want a feeling of kind of fullness about me. So
is that emotional?
It doesn't feel emotional. It actually feels like a physical in my stomach. So, I mean, I wouldn't eat, it wouldn't take much to kind of fill it. It'll only take, I'll probably make some raw oatmeal again for the 3rd or 4th time. But it tastes good and it fills that space up very nicely without being too heavy. So yeah, don't think it's emotional, but I am aware that there is definitely attachment to the idea of eating and such like. So I think it's been playing a bigger part over the past 24 hours than has done at any other point in the month.
I'm wondering if the fullness that we crave is the emotional fullness we're looking for, as opposed to a tummy fullness. I don't know. I'm looking into this as well because I yesterday was quite a tough day in that regard for me as well, because yesterday I thought about food a fair bit, mainly because I was putting together a program for next month. So I spent most of yesterday looking at raw food recipes. I even was looking at sourdough starters again, just to refresh my memory, because I've got people looking at potentially going more raw or looking at detoxing. So I'm just looking at ways of maybe more gently starting them in, because what we've just done, the raw reset, has been absolutely just full on. And I don't know if other people are quite ready for that kind of journey. And we've done other detoxes before. I've done other detox programs before, my programs. So I could potentially, what I'm looking at is doing all these things again for next month. I'll be putting videos out. We're going to do a kind of workshop on Sunday with my family. So that's the plan at the moment. That's going to be very interesting. I'm going to go just with them and create a raw feast. So we're just putting this together just now, and we'll see how that goes. And if they're into it, then we'll see if we can help guide them through a month of cleaning themselves out through a raw detox type of thing. We'll see. It might have sourdough in it, because I'm thinking that they might want some sort of bread stuffs, and they might want when you get into that, that's quite healthy. That's the healthy way to go. So yes, that was making me feel a bit hungry yesterday, I think, as I'm on day 3 of juicing and I'm looking at food all day, putting together shopping lists and cooking food. So, but yeah, I woke up this morning, didn't even cross my mind. I'm not hungry. So I'm not like, oh, give me food. It's just I can eat, yay! I can experience different tastes and textures. And I had 2 grapes just before I came through here, and I'm looking forward to watermelon. And it's just like, oh, crazy world. And I was speaking to my mum yesterday. She was saying, I don't really like eating raw vegetables. How am I going, how would I do that? And I was like, well, I never liked eating raw vegetables. I never liked eating raw fruit. I was not into either growing up. But my mum said, but we always had fruit there. You did, but I didn't eat it. Why would I eat that when I have all these other things to eat?
Whereas my family started eating salads because I wouldn't eat cooked vegetables. So I would eat anything raw and still pretty much will in vegetables. But yes, so it's always been a part of. Salads were kind of normal when I was growing up. I didn't realize that I was a trigger for them. It's just always something that we kind of did. And then, yeah, we really kind of fell out of that. Certainly, I think when I met you, that was probably one of the things that sort of fell by the wayside for me as a regular thing.
We'd have kept tomatoes and lettuce.
We did. We kept tomatoes and lettuce. So the kind of the basic ingredients of salad. But even then, they're in smaller quantities. I mean, what we've been doing this month, is like a bowl of salad. It's just kind of the 3 of us, 3 adults, can take sort of 2 bowls of salad out, all that feel full, and there's still some left over for the next day. It
took me until 2011 to eat a salad that I liked, and that was a revelation. I can eat a bowl of salad. It was lovely. I was rocket. That was adding what Americans call arugula, but we call rocket over here. And adding rocket to the mix was enough to make me go, oh, I think I could do that. So if I've got rocket and tomatoes in a salad, I'm really happy.
And now you've got rocket and tomatoes and chilies and.
I put chilies in there. That was interesting. My mouth was on fire.
It was great.
I don't really do chilies, and so that was an interesting addition to that. I'm eating so many things, so I'm not worried about my family not liking what we're making, because what we're making is really good, but it's all in the head. I think you've got to get that right first.
Yeah.
Because if you,
absolutely.
The reason why I changed was because I was treating my body better, because I wanted to give it really good food. So my body is learning to like these things.
Terrible.
Yeah. So your body can learn, and especially if your mind's into it, and especially if you're raising the energy. And I've been raising the energy for about 4 years now, on a conscious level. So, and it makes a difference. And now I think that's maybe why I'm so happy in this month, because finally my body is catching up to where I wanted to be. So I've been doing all these wee detoxes and trying to shift my system. But I mean, think of us a month ago just now, how desperate were we to start this detox? I mean, we spent all of June talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, we can't wait to do it. And then we've just kind of plowed ourselves through it.
And we're almost at the very end of it. We've only got today and tomorrow left, and then that's kind of it done. Which I'm looking forward to, because I'm actually kind of keen to get some dal out, for example, to go with salads.
We're going to experiment more. I think
just introducing some different elements into our food. So that would be our oldest daughter, Gemma, that you can hear in the background. That's pretty standard.
I think we're in a transition phase. This is a transitioning phase now, because we know what it is to treat our bodies really well, but we have the old paradigm diet, which we're so conditioned to. So now we've just got to try and get them to match up to this new paradigm, and we're happy.
Yeah.
We don't want to make ourselves miserable. And if you just cut everything out, perhaps we're miserable. So we can enjoy food experimentation within a really healthy whole food group, and we can experiment with that, which will help other people transition too. So it's that kind of, if we know the health, we don't have to eat it all the time. If we have a predominantly raw diet, we should be able to facilitate being flexible.
And it's learning how to use the shops to your advantage as well. I think it's way too easy to walk in, sort of Saturday or next week, I can walk into a supermarket, I can pick up anything I want to have and have it, but then dealing with the consequences of that, and really, why would I want to so much? So it's learning how to use supermarkets. The produce section becomes your friend. You learn to either eat less or drink juice more, or monomeal out of supermarkets, because sort of it's impractical and expensive to get the ingredients for a fruit salad when you're out and about. But having a couple of bananas, a couple of apples, some grapes, something like that, you'd be amazed at how full and sort of satisfied your body's going to feel. It might not taste as good as a sort of a New York deli type of sort of these sandwiches, the kind of things with pastrami and pickles and mustard, and they've got all the ingredients, and they've got all the flavors, and they've got all of these types of things, and they've got all the wheat and all the fats and all the salts and all the sugars and all the preservatives and all the sulfites and these types of things.
Yes, I don't know, it doesn't sound tasty, nutritious at all, and never has done to me. Whereas, while the fruits and veggies didn't sound appealing, I know which category I would opt for. But previously, yes, I probably opt for a sandwich.
But I think we're discovering as well that sandwiches, not sandwiches, but salads, and combinations of fruits can be really, the flavors that can come through, especially if you're using seasonings properly, oils, spices, these types of things. So using herbs and spices, even in salads, makes a massive difference to how it goes, and it's kind of a hit and miss. I like basil, Carol's not a big fan. I like thyme, Carol's not a big fan. In the salads. But there will be things that we kind of find, and it's whether you add them into the whole dish or whether you keep small dishes separate for each of you individually. You kind of put it together, but it doesn't take any more time to make a big salad than it does to make sort of a fresh cooked meal. So any meal really.
We were used to spending time in the kitchen cooking.
Outside of maybe cheese on toast or beans on toast, that's about it. Although I think beans on toast is pretty much a British phenomenon, so I don't think anybody else in the world needs to worry about that one so much. But it doesn't take long to put together. As long as you've got the ingredients, you can have a good big salad together in 10 minutes, and it's full of flavor, full of nutrition, fills you up, keeps you going as well, and it's good, and isn't heavy, it's light. That's probably the good thing about it as well. And by adding in things like either cold pressed oil or avocado, you're also getting your oil content, you're getting protein through it as well, with and seeds
avocado
as well.
And seeds in my salad.
We put walnuts into it, and there's kind of different things that go into the salads.
I saw a lovely recipe for a Mediterranean type salad that I thought you'd really like yesterday.
Right. So
lots of things to experiment with, and that's making your salads taste like different things. So looking forward to, you were talking about beans on toast, and I was thinking, well, you can get homemade beans, you can get homemade tomato sauce, and you can get homemade sourdough bread. You can put them all together and you can still get a comfort food like beans on toast. It's not raw, but it's not raw, and it's not raw from your kitchen.
Yes,
you can have that whole thing raw from your garden.
Straightforward products. They are straightforward ingredients with no complication, and that is kind of what I'm liking about what we've been doing over the past month, is that I can pronounce every ingredient that goes into the food that we're eating. And if, you know, it is that type of thing. But if you can't pronounce it, really, should you be eating it? If you don't know what it does, should you be eating it?
But it's for this and for that.
Absolutely. I mean,
what does 50 years exposure do to your body?
Yeah, absolutely.
No idea, because we've just started putting it in 50 years ago.
No, that's it. And yeah, you know, it's kind of one of those things that if you want to eat healthy, then pronounce the ingredients that go into it. If you can't, then don't eat it. And
if you want to eat healthy, pick it from a tree, pull it from the ground.
Lucky if you live there. We're in Scotland, about 53 degrees north, something like that.
From your windowsill, from your, you can go anywhere. We've known people in flats that have had kitchens full of home cooking, homegrown things.
Yeah.
So you can do it, even from the tiniest spaces. You can supplement your diet quite heavily with brilliantly fresh living foods. Makes a big difference.
And you can make,
I want more in my diet.
You can make leafy greens, or you can grow leafy greens, you can grow herbs pretty much anywhere. So yes, whether you're in an apartment or whether you've got a big detached house with a massive garden and plenty of grounds to, you know, to be growing, and there's always the ability to even just throwing out some sort of wild seeds. I mean, we've got sage and thyme and fennel going absolutely wild in our garden. Dandelion leaves as well, you know, which is good.
Dandelions and raspberries.
It's good.
That seems to be a good combination.
As a juice as well, dandelion and raspberry works really well together. So, but yes, it is, you know, it is this opportunity to reconsider how you eat, to reconsider how you nutrify yourself, and to try different ways of nutrifying yourself. I wouldn't have thought that drinking lots of juice would keep me nutrified, but it does. I wouldn't have thought that by not eating I wouldn't feel hungry, but that's the way it is. And yeah, you know, this inability or the difficulty that I'm having to keep with the, you know, found yesterday difficult with not eating and thinking about food all day, I think is purely, you know, it's certainly psychological. I don't know if it's emotional. It doesn't feel like I'm emotionally attached to food, but it does feel like there's a barrier to not eating, or to,
if you don't have it, is it your emotions that fly out?
Well, it's interesting then that it would happen at, you know, sort of 29 days in, though.
As you say, because we're reaching the edge, we're starting to think about what we're doing next. We're starting to think about the next phase, which is eating. So food is in our consciousness. So you're starting to get to that itchy point, especially in day 3 of the juice fast at the very end. At the very
end, where we've still then got 2 days of raw left, which is nice, because I think we went straight from juice into, you know, what might be a completely old diet, but it's not going to be. But you know, I think that'd be even tougher. So to have this couple of days of raw,
I don't think I'm planning on introducing anything cooked into Monday at the earliest, if I'm planning on doing that at all.
Right.
But if we're taking my family through a raw reset kind of workshop, then we're raw feast, and that Sunday is kind of that celebration of this month of raw.
I might,
even though it's next month.
I might venture into some kachiri or dal or something like that for Saturday and Sunday. Or
no, it's fine to let my family
experiment. Making hummus, or, you know, these types of things. So just something again to kind of bring that in, and yeah, I suppose it's finding something to put it with. But I quite like the idea of having like the kachiri with salad, just sitting in a bed of green leaves, and yeah.
Time to get our food experimentation on.
More dynamic flavors. And I believe we're making raw cheesecake today.
I believe we've got the ingredients for it this week. 3 weeks of threatening, might get a cheesecake soon.
That's right. So look, we have the ingredients and everything here. Raw cheesecake.
That should be good. That'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to that.
Is this recipe from somebody's particular?
Probably yes. It'll be on It'll be on our list. It'll be on our raw recipes list, I'm sure.
If we can find it, we'll link it in at some point. We'll probably make it first and do a video review of it as well. So we'll maybe put it in as a separate video review and thing.
See if we can remember to take a picture of it before we eat it.
It won't last long.
I'm doubting. So, yeah. All right. Cool. Wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for following the Wee Clan Torrance. Remember to subscribe to our channel, because we're just experimenting this year. We're raising the energy in every way which we are inspired. So we're dancing every single day, and yes, we're changing how we treat ourselves and what we bring into our lives. It's all very exciting.
Yes.
All right, and we're taking our little family with us. So, and today, peace and quiet. So for those who are listening who find the children annoying, sorry.
And who would that be?
But yes, sometimes they're here. This is our raw vlog. But this morning's been really quiet, so I hope you appreciate that. We do. It's not that easy. We try our best. We've distracted them with breakfast.
Oh, absolutely. Give them enough food that keeps them going.
For some mornings that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
All right.
Because I'm not hungry.
So sending lots of love out to you. Mwah. We'll see you all tomorrow for more love. Yes, subscribe. Check out our Facebook page for all the fun. Bye-bye now.
You're awesome. Bye-bye.